Hey, welcome! Ever wonder what it really takes to keep your strength, your energy, and just your independence as the years go by? Well, today we are diving deep into the science of staying strong after 50. And you know what? The answer might be a lot simpler and way more delicious than you think.
I mean, seriously, what if the real secret weapon against age-related weakness isn't some crazy workout or a super expensive supplement, but something you do every single morning? We're going to explore how that very first meal of your day could be the most powerful tool you have for aging well.
So first, let's get real about the challenge so many of us face. It's that feeling, you know? The one where as we get older, everyday things just start to feel a little bit heavier.
Yeah, that feeling of not being quite as strong as you used to be, whether it's lugging in the groceries or even just pushing yourself up out of a comfy chair, it's something a lot of people over 50 start to notice. And listen, it is not just in your head. It's a real biological thing that's happening.
And this process, it actually has a name, sarcopenia. Now I know it sounds super technical, but all it really means is the gradual loss of muscle and strength that can happen as we age. This is the thing we need to get a handle on and, more importantly, figure out how to fight back.
So why does this even happen? Well, it all comes down to a really interesting puzzle that involves one absolutely crucial nutrient, protein.
Okay, this is fascinating. It's all about how our bodies change their response to protein over time. See, when we're younger, our muscles get the message to build and repair themselves loud and clear. But as we get older, our bodies develop something called anabolic resistance. Think of it like this. Our muscles kind of become hard of hearing. They need a much louder message, more protein, to get the same job done.
And this isn't just a theory. The research totally backs this up. A study from the University of Limerick found that to kickstart that muscle-building process, an older adult needs a whole lot more protein in one meal than a younger person does. The instructions basically have to be shouted, not whispered.
Which brings us to a crucial point. The old nutrition rules we all grew up with, they seriously need an update, especially for those of us over 50. So let's take a look at the new guidelines.
For years, the standard advice for an average adult was about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But here's the thing. That's really just the bare minimum to prevent you from being deficient. It's not the optimal amount to thrive.
But now, to actually fight sarcopenia and hold on to that precious muscle, experts are recommending that adults over 50 bump that up to between 1.0 and 1.2 grams per kilogram. That's a pretty big jump, and it reflects what our bodies really need as they change.
And right here, this is where it gets really interesting. It's not enough to just hit your total protein number for the day. The timing, when you actually eat that protein, is just as important, maybe even more so.
Just think about how most of us eat, right? We have a pretty light, low-protein breakfast. A piece of toast, maybe some cereal. We're talking like 6 to 10 grams. Lunch is a little better. But then, for dinner, we have this huge, protein-packed meal. What we're doing is basically starving our muscles of building blocks all morning and afternoon, and then flooding them at night when they can't even use it all effectively.
And that completely lopsided pattern is exactly why breakfast becomes the most important and usually the most missed opportunity of the entire day. Like Human Care NY puts it, a healthy breakfast is the cornerstone of good nutrition. And it's not just about your muscles. It kickstarts your metabolism for the day. It helps you focus, and it just sets you up to make better choices all day long.
So what's the goal here? Well, instead of that skewed intake, the idea is to spread your protein out much more evenly across the day. A really good target to aim for is somewhere between 15 and 30 grams of protein at each meal. This gives your muscles that steady, reliable supply of what they need to stay strong.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Hitting 15 to 30 grams of protein for breakfast sounds like a lot of work. But I promise you, it's actually surprisingly easy. Let's look at some simple and delicious ideas.
You do not need to be cooking a 3-course meal here. Think simple. Greek yogurt is an absolute protein powerhouse. A couple of hard-boiled eggs are perfect. Even a bowl of oatmeal can be a great base if you just load it up with some nuts and seeds. These are all fast, easy to find, and so good for you.
Let's make this super practical. Check this out. 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 hard-boiled egg, and a banana on the side. That's it. And boom, just like that, you've got 19 grams of high-quality protein. You're right in that sweet spot to wake your muscles up. It really is that achievable.
So here's a simple little formula you can use every single morning. First, pick a protein base. That could be eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. Then, add in some fiber and nutrients from things like oatmeal or berries or even some spinach. And finally, top it off with some healthy fats from avocado or a handful of nuts. It's a foolproof recipe for the perfect muscle-supporting start to your day.
So, you see, the secret isn't some big mystery. It's just about being a little more intentional with that first meal of the day. The biggest takeaway here is that by simply shifting some of the protein you normally eat at dinner to your breakfast, you can give your body the exact tools it needs to stay strong for years to come. So the only question left is, what are you going to add to your breakfast tomorrow morning?